the center is now ramping up COVID preparedness, given the seriousness of the situation and the surge in China that is now absolutely out of control. Remember, Prime Minister Modi is also to hold a meeting at about 2:30. The IMA has also issued a fresh advisory where they are now telling people to wear masks indoor and outdoor again. They are saying that sanitizers must be used and every sort of precaution that must be taken. COVID norms should not be neglected. But here is the Congress playing politics over COVID again. Samiksha, I want to come to you as we stay with this particular tweet showing the mindset of the Congress. We know what happened in the past. We know how they also spoke about the vaccination that was indigenous. We know how they always spread a negative sentiment when it came to fighting COVID or especially getting vaccinated. And now once again, politics that is being played at a time when instead the message that must be sent out is that we need to be careful, we need to brace ourselves. But far from that, the Congress is blaming the BJP, saying that this is nothing but an attempt to run the Congress down.
That's right, Suesha, and you know, this is as ridiculous as it gets and not surprising at all that the Congress is once again at it, doing politics at a time when there is an alarm that needs to be raised, when people need to be, very cautious as to whether they are following the COVID norms or not, and cooperate with the centre and states. It's a time when the state and centre need to work in tandem to make sure that the measures are being taken cognizance of, the measures being announced by the centre, and people follow those COVID norms. In fact, just to read out this tweet that has been put out by Jairam, Ramesh, where he says, 4 cases of Omicron subvariant BF7 driving Chinese surge were reported in Gujarat and Odisha in July, September and November. Health Minister writes a letter to Rahul Gandhi yesterday. Prime Minister is reviewing situation today. Bharat Jodo Yatra will enter the national capital day after. आप chronology समझिए. So this is again a jibe that Jairam Ramesh has taken at all the state governments, where the 4 variants of that sub-variants of Omicron have been reported till now, which includes states Gujarat and Odisha, saying that why the government failed to act all this while, and why is it only now when the Bharat Jodo Yatra is set to enter the national capital. Now remember, just yesterday the health minister had written a letter to the Rajasthan chief minister as well as Rahul Gandhi to follow those COVID norms, to make sure that there is COVID appropriate behavior that is observed in those rallies that he's carrying out. But here we see again politics, all-out politics by the Congress, not surprising at all, saying that when the COVID cases were reported, the variants were reported in the month of July itself from these states. Why is it only now that the Prime Minister is reviewing the situation, Suyesha?
Absolutely, and that once again reflects the mindset of the Congress, Samiksha, because we must have learnt our lessons by now, given what India has gone through 2 years of COVID, especially in the second wave. And time for our netas to act more responsibly, especially when it comes to something as serious as COVID, and how it crosses all political lines, it crosses all differences between anyone. This is about the health of the entire country, and instead of putting out a positive message on vaccination, on taking the booster dose, on ensuring that COVID norms are followed, here is the Congress saying that the BJP is just trying to run them down, whereas all political parties collectively need to come together to fight this and not have these differences, not reflect this to the people of the country.
Talk about the measures that have been taken so far by the centre as well as states. Now remember, the Prime Minister, as you mentioned earlier, is all set to hold that COVID review meet today at 3:30 p.m. We are expecting a statement by the Health Minister as well in both the houses today. The centre, of course, trying to work in tandem with the states as well with the thermal screening, which has also been announced by the centre as well as those states, that thermal screening is essential, mandatory for those flyers who are coming from these countries where COVID surge is being reported, including China, of course. but even Japan and other countries, in fact Japan and US for that matter. The cause of concern here is that how to control the sub-variant of Omicron in the country. Now again, to just give a recap, more than 145 cases, at least 145 cases have been reported from India in the last 24 hours. Now of this, one of the cases that have been reported till now, 4 variants of the sub-variant of Omicron has been reported. This variant is said to be highly transmissible. So yes, there are concerns. The government and the centre need to work in tandem, and just a little more about the measures that have been taken by the states so far, including Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand and several of these states where are holding COVID review meets. Thermal screening that have been announced, genome sequencing which has also been ramped up in all these states. So yes, the need of the hour is to not let our guard down and to observe COVID appropriate behavior. So yes.
Absolutely, Samiksha, and which is why we at Republic here are tracking every development very, very closely. All eyes on that high-level meet that the Prime Minister is to chair at close to 3:30 p.m. Also, Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya putting out that statement in both houses of the Parliament, and the centre bracing up in every which way. Even the states are ramping up preparedness. But this is for the Congress to understand that this is not a fight that they need to level up at this time with the BJP. This is really about the health of everyone, especially after what we've gone through in COVID during the second wave. And Samiksha putting out every single detail of what is happening at this point.